Hello, welcome to the 199 Unlisted podcast. My name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, wearing clothes. We're gonna we're gonna react to Anna a mess. Anna Ames, my favorite person to get advice from. This video is called "Everyone Says Just Quit." This could be about drugs based on this picture. I don't know what's wrong with her, but anyway, she looks like she had a rough night. But or maybe she's just not wearing makeup. I don't know. But anyway, let's see what Anna has to say.
Hello everyone, coming to you from my iPhone, one of these, and a window. We are in my apartment complex's community room, and I wanted to talk about some of my life changes.
Yeah, the sound is because she's using what she just said, her iPhone, so it just sounds weird. But anyway,
And I specifically wanted to emphasize why it is so hard to leave dancing once you are in it. I have spent quite some time going all over Indeed because I got the news last week and again this week. My current job that I love so much, professional dance company. It's the oldest in the US. Love it very much, even though, I don't really want to pursue anything professionally with dance, even though I do love it. I have enjoyed working at that company. That was the first company I worked at when I
dude, I haven't heard a word she said because I'm so distracted because she looks like a wet dog. Like she literally looks like a wet dog. What is going on? What? And there's people paying for her OnlyFans. What the hell? She's a stripper. You're paying to have this dance on your lap. That's amazing.
came to Atlanta. It's my very first job. I remember being so frantic trying to find a job when I first got here because I moved here with like 3 grand and a prayer, and I actually went in person and dropped off my resume, and that's what ended up getting me the job. And I've seen like so many people come and go, and especially with the arts, it's been, very frustrating because a lot of the funding has been cut. So within the last like few months, I watched our, I believe CFO. I think
I'm getting seasick with this phone that she's using. I don't know why it's tilting back and forth, but she needs to solve that problem. Jesus Christ.
that's what he's called. I watched our CFO step down. His assistant like got let go. Our HR person got let go. One of our
HR is the most useless position in any company. Recently, there was a company that fired the whole HR staff, and the company just became immediately better because the HR staff was causing all the problems. Go figure.
marketing people was also let go, and then there was just like some shuffling with like the chairs and whatever the powers that be that don't concern me. And I just found out that we have 3 locations. One of our locations we're getting evicted from in the spring. That's public knowledge. What's not public knowledge is that the second one, well, it's technically is public knowledge. You would just have to look very hard to go find it. The city of Atlanta bought the land that the second location is at. And that's like my favorite location. Yeah. And I've been looking for new jobs because I figured, I might as well do like some kind of admin work for like a therapist office. And I found one that I really like, so I hope that will come through. I had an interview for one yesterday, and the interview was like mysteriously canceled an hour before. But then when I looked into the company, it said something about ketamine therapy. And I don't know much about ketamine other than I had like a friend who had a slight addiction to it. So I don't think that's good. Um, but yeah, the reality of trying to leave dancing is going.
I still haven't heard a word she said because I'm so distracted by the way she looks. I'm sorry. Uh, I'm just so distracted. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. No, I mean like she's not like okay, like Billie Eilish is horrible. That's like really like dog face looking. So like I'm not saying she looks like that. I'm just saying she does, but she does look very distracting though.
From a world where you can work 2, 3 days a week, have all your bills paid, create savings, and then have like 4 to 5 days off, even though this is like exhausting work, it's not easy. Um, Going from that to working 40 hours a week for $15 an hour, making what you would make in a week in a day. Like, you can't just quit when you're in it. And especially if you don't have a college degree while you're dancing, you should get one. Like, best of luck. I don't know what I would do.
Most people, first of all, a very small percentage of the U.S. population has a college degree. Very small percentage. I believe I can look it up, but I think only like 12. I want to say it's like 12%. But let me find out. Let's see. Okay, whoa, I was wrong. Approximately 38% of American adults aged 25 and older hold a bachelor's degree or higher. When including associate's degrees and other post-secondary certificates, that goes up to 55%. Okay, well, just like four-year colleges, 38% of the population has a college degree. But okay, anyway, I want to say of that 38% of people who have a college degree, bachelor's or higher, I want to say none of them are strippers. Like what? I don't know. See, I think she thinks her life path is normal. I just don't know. I mean, I've never heard of this. I've never heard of a college. I've heard of girls while they're in college stripping to pay for college. I've heard of that for sure. I've definitely heard of that. But I've never heard someone graduate college and then become a stripper. See, she graduated college and then became a stripper. That's like really weird, right? I mean, I've never heard of that. Okay.
Without my degree. I really don't. I'm so glad I made that sacrifice. It has been not fun paying off that sacrifice, but I'm glad I made it. And I don't know where I would start if I was just starting out with like a high school diploma. Like, I would probably be dancing for a very, very long time. It's so interesting because I remember being in high school, and when I first started college, that was like what the cool thing was to drop out. Everyone wanted to drop out, and then it's 10 years later, and it's like, thank God I didn't do that. Because yeah, you don't like need your degree for most jobs, but then if you want a higher certification, like, I was looking at jobs last night just to be like a therapist, like an associate therapist, because the way it starts out is you have to go to school for about 2.5 years. Within that time, you do a practicum, that's 100 hours, and then you do internships, which is a total of 600 hours. But the way it's laid out, you can get a majority of your classes done within like year and a half, 2 years, and then
Once again, all of that one in one ear, not the other, because I'm still distracted by the way she looks. She looks like roadkill. I'm sorry. This is one of those videos where she should have, I don't know, maybe just done something else. I don't know what she's talking about. I'm sorry.
you go into the work part. Then after that, you're an associate counselor for about 2 years while you're building your 3,000 licensure hours. And then after that, you're a licensed professional counselor, an LPC, and you can work for yourself. You can, go on BetterHelp. Like,
She looks like she's trying to be Jodie Foster for Halloween. That's what it looks like. It looks like she's wearing a Halloween costume for sure.
choose your own hours. Like, it's a great life after you put in all this work. And even last night, I was looking and I was like, God, I'm gonna have to, like, I really have to dance for the next year and a half to make this work because I'm not gonna have enough time to study, pay for my life, and not go into debt for this degree. And I was looking last night and I found a job and it was like $45 an hour, which when you're dancing, you get paid, you can make a couple hundred, a few hundred within like 30 minutes, but it's not easy. Like the constant objectification, it's not easy. Like,
Oh God. So dancing naked on a stranger's lap is not easy. You went to college, graduated, and the first job you got was a stripper. You became a stripper. I don't know. You have an OnlyFans account. Your whole life is based on objectifying yourself. So it must be pretty easy because that's all you do. Most people do what's easy. She's doing what's easy. Um, she's coming close to hitting the wall. So I mean, I don't know how much longer she can be a stripper, but I don't know. Like, if it's hard to, if the objectification is hard, then why is she complaining that? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
I think in the beginning it was fun for me. In the beginning, I really liked the money. But then when you actually do research and you realize, like, wow, there's people around me in the real world that are doing less labor currently. Like, yes, they put in a lot of years in schooling and expertise, but they're really doing less labor and they're making so much money. But yeah, that is the reality I have come to realize. As much as I would like to take a break from dancing, long term I can't because it's funding everything. Like, if I were to get a full-time job right now, yes, it would cover my basic bills, but it wouldn't cover all of the money it will cost for my master's degree. And having gone through the debt of my undergrad, I don't want to go through that again with my master's. So it's like, wow.
It'll be really easy if you would just okay, so quit dancing. Well, like get a job so you could pay your bills, right? Okay. And then distance yourself from the sex industry. Get rid of your OnlyFans. Just no more sex industry stuff. Okay. You're 25 now. Find yourself a man. Get a get a husband. Build a relationship. Start a family. Just do whatever that thing is, and enjoy life. Like, you're doing everything the hard way. The only thing you have to do is do what normal people do. You find a husband. There's plenty of men that would love to start a family with you. The only thing you would have to do is take care of the house, and then because the man takes care of you, if you really wanted to go back to school and get your degree, he would totally help you do it. Because that's what relationships are like. You kind of help each other, but you're out here doing sex work. it's actually you're making your life harder. It would be easier to just live a normal life. So quit the dancing, and I know I keep saying this. Just any basic full time job. You would be much happier, and then that would attract better people in your life because all the people in your life, at least most of them, revolve around the sex industry. So I don't see how this is good for your, I don't know, mental health. But okay.
Are they gonna have to work harder? And then with my current job, like my boss is he's enlisting into the army in the spring. So it's like not only is everyone leaving, and then even the location that we're getting evicted from in the spring, that woman left. She was there for 10 years. Like it's just I hate the instability. And I knew I was going to have to leave this job eventually. I just like now I have a date. I have like 6 months to find something better, which is a lot of time, but I stress out about things and I want them done, and I don't feel like I have 6 months because realistically I don't really want to work there in the fall. That's our busiest season, like nutcracker season, horrible. Back to school, back to ballet, horrible. And I was hoping eventually I would be able to work at my favorite location, but now hearing that it's going to be bulldozed over in a couple years, God. But yes, the hope of making $45 an hour during my associate license, which I would have by the time I graduate, that's a great hope. But yeah,
What the hell is her phone singing on that it keeps doing that? It's like her phone's drunk and it's like slumping over.
yeah, that's why people stay so long in dancing. It is really hard to find an exit. And an exit that lasts. Like everyone complains about this economy, right? In the summer is the worst season to dance. But everyone complains about the economy and how
People have been complaining about the economy. The economy the economy started going bad Joe Biden's second day in office. That's when gas prices first started going up because he shut down oil production in America. Like he tried his best to, just one of the worst presidents ever. But anyway, the economy is better now than it was when Joe Biden was president. But the problem was the economy was so bad that it's still bad, but it's a lot better than what it was. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, it's sometimes like it can take sometimes 8 years to fix what a bad president has done. That's why who you vote for matters. So it's like Now I know Biden won because they cheated. Like Trump really won the that election, but like you can't go back in time. So but it just shows you like what can happen if you have a bad leader. But and that's with any job or any place, whatever. Like just bad leadership results in you know bad outcomes. Like look at jobs that have a high turnover rate. They all have one thing in common. It's not the type of job. It's like who's the management, who's in charge. Bad because people with common sense don't want to stay at a place with bad leadership. Like I've worked at plenty of dog places where the turnover rate was crazy, but they had one thing in common. It was bad management and a bad owner. So people left like crazy. But my neck.
everything is so expensive. And it's just, I don't know. Like some days I feel so hopeful about starting my own business. Maybe like a YouTube video will do well, but then other days it's like, fuck. I have to work 3 times as hard as I was before. Like a job.
Now, what do you mean like a YouTube video will do well? You have 1,100 subscribers, which is more than me. I wish I had 1,000 subscribers. Like I've been trying to make a living off of YouTube for years. I guess just I don't. It's just not in the cards. But anyway, I don't think you can make a living off of YouTube when you just have 1,000 subscribers though. So what do you mean a YouTube video does very well? Like this video has 136 views. I haven't seen any. I don't recall any of her videos having like a lot of views. Now I know 136 views is a lot to a person like me, but we're talking about like you want to make money, so like you need like a lot of views. Just a lot, like a lot more. Like how many views do you need to make some money? Let's see, like I'm just looking at a random video. This like 400,000 views. Like like that's when you start making money. Like when you have views like that, because you get money from the ads. Because when you watch the video, an ad pops up. So when you have that many views, you know, makes sense, right? Anyway,
Job isn't enough. Dancing isn't enough. Add a master's on top of that and hope everything like doesn't fall apart. I was actually sick this last weekend. And being 25 too and trying to figure out the rest of your future, like it's the age where you're no longer young. Like you're young, but it's also you're gonna be 30 in 5 years. It's the age where you have to figure out your career path. For a woman, if I want to have a kid, I would like it done within the next 5 to 6 years.
okay. How are you gonna have a kid? I mean, you have like a one night stand, but like, how are you gonna find a man that's gonna want to have a child with you? You're a stripper. You have an OnlyFans account. Like, wait, I saw this. Let's see. What's his name? Who are those whores that do all the like Bonnie Blue and Lily Phillips? Anyway, I was just like I'll show you after.
7 years maybe, and my partner I would want to be with for about at least 2 years, 2 to 3 years before I had a baby with them, and I would want to be married too, and living with them. So it's like 5 years is really not that much time to find a husband, pop out a baby, complete a master's degree, somehow get out of the dancing.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, you're not gonna find a husband when you're a stripper and you have an OnlyFans. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to quit the job now. Like, if she wants a kid, forget about getting a master's degree. Forget about a career. You find a man that wants to start a family, and usually men that want to start families are making enough money for the family. That's why men work so hard. That's why men work overtime. That's why men go to school all those years to get the degree, or that's why men work the construction job and work overtime. So see, it's almost like she's trying to be the man she wants to date. Like she's being this career or oriented person, but the thing is you can't do both. You can't be a mom and find you can't be a mom and then at the same time you're a stripper trying to get your masters and just focused on money. It doesn't work. Like you're doing all these other things that are taking up the slot the man would fill up. So you want a man. Okay, well, first you have to stop being a stripper. You want a man, you have to get rid of the OnlyFans. You want a man. Okay, well, you don't have to go and get your master's degree. You can just find a man that is making enough money for a family already. I don't know. Like her priorities are just wrong. And I predict if she does have a kid and she's still a stripper, like it'll be like a single mom kid because you know, like she has to have a kid now because like there are women that are 30 years old and can't have a kid because they're like your peak fertility is for a woman is 16 through 24. That's your peak. the those 8 years are the sweet spot to have a baby. That's when you're the most fertile. And you hear all these people, like feminists on TikTok, like, oh, you got plenty of time. You got, have your kid at 35. Like, do you know how many women can't have a kid because they're in their 30s? They just can't get pregnant. Like they just keep trying and trying and trying, and then it costs like a lot of money for fertility drugs. When the only thing you have to do is just have the kid in your 20s, just have the kid during your peak fertility window. But no, you're out trying to be a girl boss. I do not see her finding a man and marrying that man and having a family with that man as long as she's doing this. And the thing is, she's gonna have to lie about her past. Is that possible? Because Atlanta's kind of a small town. I mean, small state. It's not like there's a lot of people. So if I don't know what city. I mean, I know it's Georgia, but like I don't know um like what's close to Atlanta. Like she might have to move to a different city to find a man. Because I don't know how big Atlanta is, but I can picture her like finding a nice guy, and then like they're at the mall, and then someone's like, oh hey, that's that stripper, so and if the guy has any common sense, he break up with her. So like the most important thing for her right now is get out of the sex industry.
Because unfortunately, I've had a great time stripping. I've had such a good time. There's been bad times, but overall, it's been like good. I've learned so much about men, so much about the world. It was a crash course into the therapy. But everyone I date, they can't handle it. Yeah. So now
Because no man wants his girlfriend to be dancing naked on strangers' laps. You will never and see, and this isn't being controlling. No man wants the mother of his children. Like, dude, it's just common sense. And like, how stupid are you that you don't understand this? They can't handle it. No, because they're thinking of a future, and like, you can't take a woman seriously who's in the sex industry. I don't know why that's so hard to understand, but these women are dumb. It's just dumb. Oh my god. Let's continue.
I gotta work 3 times as hard to get out. But at least, there won't be any debt. I'll just have to grind for another year and a half. Hopefully, get another job. Leave the dance company, unfortunately. Or at least, like, I don't know. Every time I leave there, I get so sad because I do. Hello. That was odd. Yeah, I do truly love it. But things that you love can't stay forever. It's been awful, actually. I've been thinking about moving back to Florida, moving back to Texas. If I could live with my friend who's going to med school in Dallas, I've been like reliving like all the chapters of my life. I don't know. It's just really sad when something like ends. Like the ballet meant a lot to me. That was my start when I first got here. Like to move to a city all by yourself is hard with no support. Like I don't talk to my parents. There was no support other than my best friend. And now my dog. But yes, that's my life update. I'm sure it'll be better. And things always, at least in my life, they're shitty, but then it gets like really, really good. But I have to have the shitty part in order for it to get good. Because if
I think sometimes she just talks to hear herself talk. If there's shitty stuff going on in your life, I don't know, like maybe being a stripper has something to do with it. I'm just guessing, but okay.
it's not shitty, I'm not even gonna be pushed to go out and find better. Yes. Goodbye.
Okay. Um, I wonder if I could find it. I wanted you to see Lily Phillips's boyfriend. Hold on. Um. Uh. Maybe I can Google it. Let's see. I'm gonna see if Google has it. I'm looking. Okay, I think I found it. 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 Um. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So I'm just trying to say, like, this is the kind of man you're gonna find if you're a sex worker. I don't know if there's an interview about it though. I'm in love with Lily Phillips. Her what? Her 101 men 6 marathon makes me so proud. What kind of man says this? Look at this. I hope there's no commercials. Lily Phillips' new boyfriend doesn't have an issue with her work. Okay, well, there's something wrong with him, obviously. There's something really wrong with him. Is this gonna load? Maybe not. Really? Hmm. I don't know what's wrong. Will this one load? Bro, you gotta be kidding me. I can't find it. Mm. Anyway, you saw the way he looked, though. He looked like a cuck. And I'll try to make another video about that because I can't get it to load. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.